Welcome back. I'm Shakai Monet with Behind the Gloss, and today I have my wonderful, beautiful, amazing friend Susanna. Hey, Susanna, how are you?
Hi, Shakaya. I'm doing good.
Oh, yay.
That's like I got like my hands in like the perfect school clothes. I'm
But I'm doing it too. I'm like,
a
yeah.
little bit nervous. So
Oh my gosh. And I just want to say thank you for sharing that you're nervous because I'm nervous too. And I've done this like a few times now. And I don't know, because I know I'll tell people I'm nervous and like, don't be nervous. And I feel like I have to act tough all the time. So yeah, thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that you're nervous too, because we're gonna get
yeah,
vulnerable. It's
I
nerve-wracking.
know. And the thing is like sometimes just saying like, hey, I'm nervous. And then you're like, okay, that's why, I'm acting a little bit strange. It's okay. Otherwise, you're like, I'm not nervous. I just happen to be some weirdo who's like sitting like a schoolgirl.
I love
So
that. But yes, and I have to say thank you for wearing pink because yeah, I'm trying to make that like brand color. So you're on brand. Thank you so much.
thank
You're amazing.
you.
Yeah, we're here today talking about body positivity because I feel like so many people don't lack it, but it's something I do see like picking up in media. Like everybody is trying to be body positive, but what does body positivity mean to you?
So this is the one that I spent a lot of time thinking about. But so what I think it's like looking for the good in other people. So it's like more of like a perspective than like that like oh like everybody is beautiful or whatever like you can say that, but it's more that like when you see someone you're not looking for their faults but you're looking for what's nice about them.
I really
Is
like that because, yeah, I do find myself to be like, everybody's beautiful. And it's like, do I really mean that though? But yeah, I like how you talked about it being a perspective because even for myself, like trying to have body positivity with my own body, some days I just don't have it, but it is about that
yeah.
perspective. And it's like, okay, yeah, maybe my stomach has a few extra rolls today, but you know what? Perspective, I'm eating good. It's
Yeah,
okay.
but I think you're like a very good example of someone who always looks for like the good in other people. Like you always give like very specific compliments that are accurate. And like I hear you like giving compliments to other people, and sometimes I'm like, I didn't notice that about that person, but Shakai is right. Like they do have, a beautiful back or like nice shoes or something like that. And like yeah, like it's not that like this person has the nicest back in the world, but like you just like something positive about them and you look at that person for something that makes you happy.
Oh, and
So
again, thank you for saying that because I tell you, like, my specific compliment with you, you have these gorgeous long legs. And when we dance together, we do ballet, and she'll do these jumps across the floor. I swear it takes you like two jumps to get across the whole floor. And meanwhile, I'm doing 10 trying to like keep up. Like, how is she doing that? But yeah, so again, gorgeous figure. I just want you to know that it's so easy to find good things in other people. Do you struggle with like body positivity within yourself?
well, yeah, like so in behind the compliment, it's like, oh, this is something that I don't have. And to be able to give a compliment like fully without being jealous, it's something to strive for. Um, and I I have not achieved that yet.
I think I'm there too, because now I'm sitting here thinking about all the times I've complimented people. I'm like, yeah, it might have been something that I've been jealous of. Or if it's coming from a girl, like, do you think it's okay to comment on their body?
Like like you give me a compliment and it feels good. Um, but some of it is like a little bit um like you're also like kind of it's countering like the information that you're getting of people giving you insults. So if like we never talked about bodies, would it be weird to give someone a compliment on their body? Or is it just that we're giving compliments because we know that out there's a
Mm.
lot of information telling you like
Because, yeah, I do think sometimes I do go out of my way to compliment them because I know, like you said, like I have insecurities about my figure, what I look like, or just me in general. So I know I definitely want to like empower people. What like I feel like in the 90s, big boobs were the thing. And
Yeah.
nowadays it's like big butts are the thing. But that's so, what do you call it? Like for of its time. It's like, okay, in 20
Yeah.
years, what's gonna be like the new it thing? So again, like because it's so mainstream, like, yeah, why are people talking about it? I don't know.
This was one of the things where I was like, oh, I might end up just going on this rant or like this rambling thing because there's two things like, are we ever going to get rid of people like objectifying, especially women, but maybe men feel objectified too. So maybe objectifying people based on their body. Are we ever going to get away with from that? And or to any extent. So should we just kind of, um, kind of do what's necessary to live in a world where we acknowledge like every day we're getting information that like you're not good enough and beautiful people like will rule the world, or should we just like take this moral high stand and say, you know uh, beauty doesn't matter. um we only give compliments of like, oh wow, you're really working out today and you're looking healthy, like very like utilitarian compliments.
And I think that's why I just try to be, body positive. Everybody's beautiful, just a blanket statement. But I don't know, because
Yeah.
like we hear that, or I feel like now the media is like coming to that. What do you call it? Like realizing or trying to promote that. But do you really feel it? Because even if someone compliments my butt, if I'm honest, I'll see someone with like a bigger butt and it's like, yeah, but mine's not like that. So like it's not.
Yeah, so and that's the thing too, because it all of a sudden it becomes something that you identify with. And when you're feeling down, you're like, oh, like the one thing that you get a compliment on, you can't control. And then it goes away, and you're like, well, what's my identity then? So,
Yes, thank you so much for bringing this up because I had this as well. Like, I don't know. I guess I can say we're skinny. I think that's supposed to be a compliment that people like say, but like, I don't know. It doesn't feel like a compliment to me. I guess it feels kind of like what you were saying, like it's an identity. And it's like,
yeah,
okay, again, if they're talking about my butt or how small I am, it's like, oh, so this is something people notice. This is
yeah,
something that like they're aware of. So if I gain a pound, they're gonna see it, they're gonna compliment on it. Like, okay, what if I lose my butt tomorrow? What if I gain weight? Like,
yeah.
are you still gonna
And
like me? And
yeah.
because if someone calls you skinny, is that a compliment to you?
So I've had like definite instances where I don't think it's a compliment, like where people say like, "Oh, you're too skinny," like no one would like you this skinny, or you should definitely eat more. Um, like so, I would say most of the times I've been called skinny that I remember, which maybe is a brain problem. It's been some sort of criticism.
Gosh, I am so sorry that that has happened to you because again, in like the media world, I think especially like the early 90s, the whole 90s and early odds, it was very
Yeah,
like you had to be skinny. And I know heroin chic was a thing.
yeah,
And I don't like because some people are just naturally skinny. So it's like you can't tell them to eat more. Because I went to school with girls who they could eat a lot,
yeah.
but they didn't gain any weight. Like they just stayed skinny. So it's like that's body shaming. I feel like it's so like you can't say eat less to someone who is fuller figured, but it's somewhat okay to tell someone skinny to eat more. Like that is not okay.
Yeah, it's like you don't know like what that person's situation is. Sometimes like I'm not eating because I feel sick. I get motion sickness. That's like the simplest form of like it's really not your business to interfere with a stranger's body. And I think that's, for one thing, a very important part of body positivity is like you don't know what's going on with them. So like it's not your position to judge or have an opinion on like how they're looking like, especially like someone you don't know. They're not existing for you to be criticized.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Say that again. We're not existing for you to criticize us because why? Like, because I try to be empathetic. And then when I just think about some of the things that come out of people's mouths, I'm just like, what does this add to your life or to my life? Like,
well, yeah. I mean, some people definitely that makes them feel better to make someone else feel bad. So,
yeah,
like, and then especially, I think if you're more sensitive and you're, you know, an expressive face, those people who feel good about making other people feel bad, they really get a kick out of making
yeah,
those people feel bad. So then because you're sensitive, you're going to in some ways be exposed to people being meaner, because they're like a nice ready source of that beautiful feeling of superiority when they're like, ooh, look at me, I'm the big man who can make someone feel sad with just a few words.
well, that's awful. And like, if anybody is listening and feel like they have that person in their life, like, just know that they are lying to you. And I heard someone say this today, like, kindness is like a wild card for them because exactly like you said, when people are being mean to you, they either want you to cry or to get like really angry or like act out in some way. So it's like,
Mhm.
I think the best thing you can do is just to kill them with kindness. And I was told that that might not change their heart, but it will
Yeah.
show that you can't be changed and that they're not affecting you. And then you can call me or Susanna and we can go out and we can cry like in the living room or something. And
Yeah.
like we'll get it together. Don't cry in front of them, but
Yeah.
you can go home and cry. But
Yeah.
so like, how has people's negative comments like affected how you see yourself?
This is kind of where I say like being mean is and criticizing people is a bit of like exerting control, because you like, for me, if people criticize me, like I'll kind of clam up and like, oh, I can't trust other people, like everyone's mean, and I'll like erect all the walls. Um, and in that way, like they're kind of like keeping me in my corner because I'll be like, oh, okay, I'm I'll just stay at home where it's safe. And maybe not that bad, but to a certain extent, right? Like you feel disconnected from people if you think everybody's out there criticizing you. You're not going to make those connections. Right? Like if you were mean to me and then said, or if I was mean to you, like we wouldn't be on this podcast together, right?
Yeah.
So it like that it being mean and criticizing it breaks down that relationship of trust and equality and respect. So
Yes. Like again, thank you for saying that because I had a recent experience where, yeah, I felt like, well, this is the thing. I don't think they were intending to be mean, but just like what they said and how I took it, I was just like, that is not cool. And I remember
yeah,
like my guards just going up, and I was
yeah,
so close to just like deleting Instagram, trying to figure out how I
yeah,
could move out the country because exactly like you said, it felt like nowhere is safe for me because
Yeah.
people are just going to, like, without me speaking, see my body, see my skin, see my gender, see whatever, and then make judgments and tell me how I should be or how I shouldn't be. And then again, I know for me being more sensitive when I try to speak up is just, oh, they were just joking. Oh, you're so sensitive. Oh, this and that. And you think that you're crazy. And it's like, oh, okay. So again, it's like I don't want to give in to that. I don't want to, be around them. So let me just leave.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, and you're like, I don't know how to address it because it's often really subtle. And I think especially this is something that I've kind of been thinking about recently. But like if you're insecure about like your self-worth, not about your body, because it makes you feel very comforted if you can like just like wipe off like whole groups of people by saying like like all these people, I'm better than all these people because of X, and I'm better than all these people because of Y, and I'm bad like, and so you get these people who are very casually mean because in their head they're creating this hierarchy that will keep them on the top without them having to like earn the right to be the best person around. They'll be just like, oh, because of these characteristics that I have, I'm inherently the best. And I'm just going to kind of, in my speech, enforce this hierarchy.
Wow. You are very wise beyond your years. That was good. Like, because I know you were just talking about, like an insecurity more within, but I kind of feel like it could work with the body too, because like I was speaking earlier about like the fads and trends, how being skinny
Yeah.
was so in. And then I think people, like, I hate to say it, but I think it was more like in a sexual way, especially with like women, I guess even men too. But if there's like, I think on TV, a lot of times you see a bigger, fuller set dude with like a really
Yeah.
skinny woman. And I think the stereotype is, oh, well, he must be really funny or really rich. What? Like, you think someone's
Yeah.
better just because of their body? Like, that doesn't tell you anything about a person. It says, okay,
Yeah.
maybe they're a size two. Maybe I can look at someone and make that judgment, but that's it. That's all I can really say about them.
Yeah, as and like especially for relationships, like there's so many other factors that make a good relationship than just like how often you go to the gym. Uh,
Yeah. Well,
so
because again, let's just like talk about these, is it stereotypes or connotations people have? Like, I think if someone, or I will even use myself as an example, like, I have a horrible diet. This is something I try my hardest to work on, but I love sugar. I love everything sweet. I hate cooking. I don't like eating like a proper meal. I just want to eat cake all day. And sometimes I do. You don't know what I've been through. Like, I remember telling someone that, and she was just like, "What? But you're so skinny." Sad thing is, I actually had an eating disorder and kind of still do, I guess. But like, again, when people keep telling me that I'm quote unquote skinny, like it's like reinforcing, like, oh, I need to go back to this eating disorder that I had, or I need to starve myself so that I can stay this size. And I don't know. I don't really have a question in that. I just want
yeah.
everyone to feel sorry for me.
No, but I like I get it. Like for one thing, I get motion sickness quite a bit. And I also get like sick when I'm like nervous. So yeah, so like sometimes when I'm super skinny, it's because yeah, like I've been stressed out and um and so and it's not like I don't have an eating disorder, I wouldn't say. But people think that I do sometimes. And like they're like, and that's where you get like the people, oh, you have to eat. I'm like, no, like,
Are you telling
uh,
me random strangers will come up to you and just be like, do you have an eating disorder? Or will they just tell you, you have a eating disorder, eat more? And you're just like,
well, they wouldn't say like exactly like, oh, you have an eating disorder, but they would be like, I don't know why you think you don't have to, or like, I don't know why you're not eating right now. Like, you'd look so much better if you gained 10 pounds or something. Like that sort of like the implication is that like I'm purposely starving myself. Um,
okay.
and like it hasn't happened for a few years, but like if I'm really stressed out, like I'll be sitting there, I'll be looking skinny, I'll be like looking quite pale and not great. So I can see like, oh, you kind of give the signals of someone who's not who has an eating disorder. But and having like someone make me like, feel super self-conscious doesn't help with that.
What they're telling you is absolutely wrong. And again, you can never assume anything about anyone because you have all these people commenting on your body, whether it's good or bad. Like, how do you, I guess, like, how do you stay sane and just be like, no, I love what I see in the mirror?
Don't know how to answer that one. Because like even like when you say like, oh, how to be healthy, and you're off of Instagram, and I probably should be too, because I keep on getting stuck with things, but like they'll be like they'll say it's healthy, like, oh, how to be healthy, and they'll be talking about like, oh, bloating, or is the food staying too long in your tummy, is that the problem, or are you like, and it becomes like they say, oh, we're concerned about if you're healthy, but it's actually
Mm.
like again trying to minimize your body and how it is, and the underlying assumption is that if you are healthy, you will end up with this beautiful hourglass figure and you will achieve the ideal,
Oh,
which is just
no.
one ideal. Like there's not in this like underlying assumption of this healthy stuff, there's only one type of beautiful body. Um,
Wow.
that like if you can only get rid of like bloating, and if eat enough healthy like estrogen promoting stuff, you will get big boobs, and it's because you haven't been eating your soybeans or whatever that's why you're flat chested. And
Just feel like that's gaslighting or something. Like, that's
well, I mean,
possible.
you make a lot of money that way, and that's what I kind of tell myself, is just kind of acknowledging that a lot of this like commercial body critiques is them trying to make money, and they they do make money off of me sometimes. But like you can like if you're feeling confident, you're not going to spend money, right?
Mm.
But like if you can find a new insecurity, then you can like people will pay all sorts of money to try to address it and say like, oh, if I can address this problem with my body, I will like I'll just pay $80 for this cream, and then everyone's going to like me and everything's going to be perfect. And
Yeah, that's kind of one of the reasons I got off Instagram because it's interesting you said that. I was gonna say, I feel like Instagram did help me love my body more and help with that body positivity. But I realized, um, then I started striving for something else. And I'm like, wait,
oh
I'm not loving me. And yeah, I think same with like the body, like we do ballet. So I
yeah.
want to be like ballet skinny when I'm in ballet class. And I'm like, oh my gosh, she has a gorgeous body and like look at her muscles. But if I was gonna go to the club, like I would have been
Yeah.
like more curvy. So again, it was like, oh yeah, all bodies are beautiful, all curls are beautiful, but I wasn't loving mine and like what I had. And yeah, I would see
Yeah.
people do like exercises to have a better butt or flatter abs or like different things to like put in my hair. And I would like buy into it. But it's like, no, like go take a shower, come out that shower, look in the mirror and love that. But
Yes. I'm like, oh, did I tell you about how um we were practicing balances and I had to do something with my arms. And she's like, Susanna, look in the mirror and are you happy with what you see? And I was like, what? And she's like, well, like, like, do you think you could do better? And I was like, well, I'll, like, yes, of course. And like, well, then, like, criticize and like adjust your movement according to what you think you can do better. Um, and it was so painful for me. Um, and it was a good exercise. Um, but it was very painful for me to look at myself in the mirror and kind of accept who I was and then like actually just do like a technique correction based on like what I thought looked better, like according to like, the arms. Okay, this looks better than this.
yeah,
Like that sort of correction, like that very controlled and disciplined correction. I was like, it was so hard because I'm I guess I probably trained myself to look in the mirror and just like criticize myself and just be like, oh, like I can't do ballet at all, like, or my balances are my arms because I'm too skinny and my arms are weird. So, and she's like, well, that's not the point. Like, you can move your arms, like you can choose like how your arms work according
wow.
to how they work to find something that works for you. But yeah, that sort of control of like, I know what I can do, I know who I am, I can make slight corrections. Oh, that was hard.
I feel like you're gonna be such a better dancer because of that, or like once you fully conquer that, because I hope you can hear me and accept it when I say you have a gorgeous body. And I do think you have like that perfect, like ballerina body type that is so perfect for ballet. And like, I guess my first question is, do you feel that, or do you I don't know what the word is. Do you kind of take it as a compliment that there are so many people who strive to have your body type?
Well, I guess so. So sometimes, like when I say to people, "Oh, I do ballet," then they're like, "Oh yeah, I can see that you kind of have the body type."
I get that
And
too.
then
And
I
I'm
feel
like,
like you're like, okay, but like we have to give a lot of qualifications. Like, don't think I'm going to like Swan Lake anytime soon. When people say that, I think like, okay, what they're seeing is that I'm skinny and tall, and they don't know, like they're not looking at it closely. But as soon as someone were to look at my body closely, they would say like, oh no, she's not well suited for ballet. Um, so like, and then I can give you a nice long list if you would like.
because,
um,
yeah, go ahead.
Well, like for one thing, like I guess the big one is turnout. Like I really struggle with turnout. Um and like actually keeping it there. Like I think like and I've gone to the dance physio and she's kind of given me a vague answer about it. Um but basically, yeah, like if I wanted like if like someone who was like assessing for like professional ballet, they would say like, okay, my hip structure is not good for ballet because I don't have turnout. Um, and then the other thing is I'm like I have really big size for someone who who has my body type. So um like I feel like an inordinate amount of my body is like kind of my lower hips to thighs. And I think so I'm actually like stick, a circle, stick. So um that's and
Yeah.
then I have like the like weird arm things that like um
So that's so like interesting for me to hear you go through this list because again, I've had the absolute honor and privilege to dance alongside you and not just dance, we do like booty bar, like I see you working so hard. I see your legs, like your thighs. Sorry, I see your butt too. But I see the muscles. I see the muscles that you have and that you're developing. And like, yes, I think maybe a lot of people don't know, but yeah, to be like the perfect ballerina, yo, you have to have like the high arches and the turnout and just all these things. But like, I don't know, again, you're working towards that. And I feel like what the professional ballerinas want from you, like, that's just impossible. No one has all that. Like, it's something you can gain. So I hope you don't hate me if I still say you are that perfect ballerina. Because again, like, that perfect ballerina is someone who is like working hard to get that turnout and to work on their arms and like I love you. Like, don't worry about your legs and hips. And then no, because like for me, my feet, like
but you're
I
like so stable. Like when you go up on like demi point and like you can like keep your balance and like as soon as you started you were able to do like turns so nice and straight.
oh, thank you.
So
But I did dance as a kid, and one of the things they kind of drilled in us was turning. So I had to like get my double early on. But also, like, I'm still working on my demi point. Sorry, if you're listening, you don't know ballet, pick up a book. I don't know what to tell you. We're just gonna talk ballet. But like my demi point, like when I'm going on my tippy toes, I don't have high arches. Literally every dance teacher I have, they're like, go higher. And I'm like, I can't. And then they're like, you have weak ankles. And I'm just like, sorry. Yeah, so I have weak ankles, I have flat feet. I low key want to put my feet in the frame. It's like this is my back foot. And like when I point, this curves.
it's
Like,
like this here.
yeah, see, you have pretty feet and high arches. But
Yeah,
yeah,
my
like
feet look like your feet.
wait, hold
Yeah,
on. Now I feel
so
like we're gonna hit a different demographic on YouTube, like the people that are into toes.
it's like we will achieve all bodies are beautiful by getting compliments from the feet fans.
Exactly. But like, yeah, so again, I think everyone has like their own body thing, and it's crazy because I do feel like dance can highlight that, but I do think it can also like heal. So do you
Yeah,
feel like ballet has helped you fall in love with your body?
I think so. I think I've seen enough of like the dark side of ballet to know like it has to be conscious about it because it can easily go the other way. But like I think like dancing it can be like super competitive and everybody's knocking each other down, but I think it's also like a really nice way to connect with people. Like here, like when I dance with you, like we're not talking, but I feel like like a sisterly bond where we're dancing together and like we have like some struggles are different, some struggles are the same, but we're all kind of together doing something. And
The pain.
it's
Sorry.
a
But yeah, I think it's
yeah.
trauma bonding.
Yeah.
Ballet, but no, like I hope I don't turn people off from trying ballet because like I joke that it's painful, but honestly, dancing with you is truly so much fun.
Now I'm like going to give terrible advice, but sometimes like the pain is good. It's like it not to sound like a psychopath, but maybe I will. But like it's somewhat fulfilling, I guess. Like you to put yourself to a certain amount of pain and then you like I did that and
Yeah.
like I pushed myself and like I achieved it and I did like a massive amount of what booty bar stuff and now like
To that point, I know like you did compliment me on like my turns, but I know, there's some days I come into the studio and I can't turn or I can't hold my releve and it's like you just feel so defeated, but then
yeah,
you keep trying and you keep coming back. And then the times when I do look in the mirror, it's like I see myself getting stronger. And I think
yeah,
it's so cool. Like when you're working out, you can actually gain weight if you want to. You can lose weight if you want to. You can gain it in certain places. So it's like whatever ideal body you have, you can achieve it. And again, going to the gym and doing things that can at times be painful, but exactly like you said, it's worth it. Like you feel it and you feel good.
yeah. And someone was saying like it helps like by doing it consistently, like you learn to trust your body and your body trusts you, which sounds a little like hokey because there's two different things, but you know what I mean, right? Like that,
Yeah.
like that you're like you become like when you're looking in the mirror and you're like, oh, I'm so ugly, you feel like you're fighting against your body, right? And when you're like doing something consistently, like with dance, like yes, sometimes like I mean I booked a physio appointment and it didn't actually happen, but I booked a physio appointment and I was just going to go like the plan was to go to the physiotherapist and say like what is wrong with my body, why does it suck so much. um but like so yeah, like sometimes you have down days with that, but like eventually you're like no, like this is what I'm doing with my body as a, like it's me and it's the physical me and it's the like the brain me working together and we're a team.
Yeah, I think that's just like the message in this. Like, fall in love with yourself. It's gonna take time, it's gonna be painful, but you can conquer it. Like, what did you say? Like,
Yeah,
you're in charge of your body and like your
yeah.
body
And
loves
I
you.
think like you hear like oh fall in love with your body and you imagine it as like those like um big romances where you're like looking in the mirror and you like oh wow that's so gorgeous I must like, but it's more like the real life fall in love where it's a massive amount of work and like like sometimes you have a fight with your boyfriend and sometimes you hate your boyfriend and sometimes you're like wow this guy I should break up with him, he has so many flaws, and then you're like no, like we're going to work it through because like even though this other person is flawed or in this case the same person is flawed, like I value it enough to work through it to continue to the end goal, which is to get better. um
Yes, thank you for saying that. You were just dropping gems like this whole
I did
episode.
a
Because,
lot of research.
oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Because, yeah, that is just such a good point. And I think like we're in this society of that instant, what is it, like gratification. And it's like, no,
Yeah,
good things take time. Good things come to those who wait. Because I think like exactly what you said, if you don't like certain things about your body, you can work on them. But I think a lot of people think, oh, work on it, get work done and get plastic surgery. And, I think I asked you this
yeah,
before. Like, do you think when people get plastic surgery, like to hide an insecurity, you're just giving yourself a new one? Like, do you have any
yeah.
thoughts on plastic surgery? Like, uh,
Uh, yeah,
for
I
me?
mean it's the same thing like what I was I guess before like um are you going to just kind of like accept the the world as it is and say like, okay, it's true. Like if I looked more conventionally beautiful, people would treat me better. I would be more confident. It's worth the risk. Or do I want to, say, okay, I'm going to, um, work with what I've got and kind of come to terms with it and make my own statement and like, you know, uh,
And well, because
and represent those flat-chested women of the world.
I love you. But I think there's like something to that because it's like when you are truly comfortable and confident in yourself, I think you do exude this energy and essence that is truly so attractive and so like gravitating. So I would argue that like no, when you're confident and you truly love yourself, like that's when you're gonna get more like positive feedback and maybe even like in like people won't mess with you as well. Like maybe they won't say weird things to you. To anyone who has gotten plastic surgery or gotten work done, like I'm sorry that you maybe felt so, if you felt so bad about what you were born with, that you wanted that easy fix. Like I'm sorry you went through that. I hope you are happy with the results. But for me, I do worry that like if I were to get like a boob job or change my nose or like things that I've thought about, that then everyone else around me would be like, "Oh, you were insecure about that." And like then they would like focus on that one thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, now am I just boobs? And by the way, I did not know this. I guess if you get like a Brazilian butt lift, you have to get it redone like every 5 years. So I'm like, I'm not gonna invest all this money just to come
Yeah.
back. Like
Sometimes like you are stuck with something that like your insecurities are holding you back to such an extent that like sometimes treatment will help you.
I know we're kind of like being hard on our bodies and we are like late 20s, early 30s. I'm like, do I want to say our ages? Whatever. We are we are not in the age of menopause yet, but isn't there like a second puberty or something? Is that like what
Well,
menopause is?
I think like it resets your hormone depending on how your body works and how like your hormones change.
Yeah.
Your body type will change a little bit, and you tend to gain weight.
I heard of a girl. She said I forget how old she was. She might have been 18. She got a boob job. Like I guess she had A's and then
Yeah.
got the job and went to double D or something. And then like so she's famous, like a actress. I don't
Okay.
know her personally. I was just listening to a talk show anyways. But yeah, because she said like then she went on set to do like a sequel to a movie, and like everyone was just looking at her differently because obviously you could see this enhancement that she made. And then she was like, yeah, then everybody knew that this was something that I was insecure about. So she
Oh
ended up
yeah.
getting the implants taken out. And then lo and
Yeah.
behold, like she turned 30, just
Hmm.
grew up her metabolism, body changed, and now she naturally has double D's. So sometimes your body will give you what you want. You just got to be patient.
Yeah.
Like, oh, because I
Yes.
think that just goes back around to like everybody is beautiful at every stage of life.
Yeah.
And yeah, because sometimes I worry that I'm not always going to be this thin, or I'm not always going to have this size of a butt. And it's like, well, like, is this my
Yeah.
identity? But this is really cheesy. It's the inside that counts.
Yeah. But the thing is, there's not a better way to phrase it, right? So,
Yeah.
um, like it
Huh.
is
I
the
mean,
inside that counts. It's your personality that counts. But how else could you say it?
or you're beautiful inside, or beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of like, I know some people, it is not in their eyes.
Well, it's like it's a little bit it kind of in like implies like, oh, if someone doesn't think you're beautiful, they don't love you. Um,
Mm,
and so like it kind of goes in a cycle, like to say like, oh, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So if you think someone's beautiful, they love you, and if you don't think they're beautiful, then you don't love them. Um, and not so neither of those are true, but I think like if you love someone, you're going to be looking for the nicest things about them.
mm,
So
yeah,
um
that's a good way to
like
say it.
yeah,
Because that made me think of two things. The first, this guy on social media, I don't know who he was, but I guess he was writing this message to his wife's significant other, like it was a birthday anniversary, whatever. But he was like, "You're not the prettiest or the smartest, but I love you." And it was just like,
oh
um,
yeah.
there would be, yeah, there would be issues in my house.
Yeah, it's just not like if you love someone, that's not how you'd phrase it, right?
I'm
Like,
like, yeah,
obviously, you're not the prettiest. Like, you know, the prettiest people are like, shockingly beautiful. Um, like, but you wouldn't say like, okay, but that's like pointless, like a
yeah.
pointless comparison.
The guy, I think his sentiment was supposed to be like, I'm not in love with you because of your beauty. I'm in love with you for other things. But it's like, even if that's in your heart, you don't have to say it, especially on social media. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's fine just to be like, you are beautiful. Like, out of the statement, you don't need to say who's the prettiest, who's the beautiful. And I mean, I know I'm not the most beautiful woman in the world, but I am top 10. So don't get it
Yeah.
twisted.
And
Like,
if you like really prioritize beautiful butts, you're getting into the top three. And then
I love you. But because you were saying, if you're like shockingly beautiful, Susanna, like, I don't know if the people can see you have these gorgeous blue eyes because, yes, you wear glasses. Occasionally, you'll like take them off and I'll look into your eyes. And I'm just like, whoa, like, I am stunned by your beauty. So, you are in the top 10 with me. Like, yes, don't get it twisted, okay? We might
yeah.
not be the most beautiful, but top 10.
Oh, especially top 10 of what is it, feet finders?
Right, we're gonna make some list. I'm gonna make someone happy. Oh my God. I know. I like this was body positivity. I thought it was gonna be like knees and up, but no, we went
Yeah,
to the toes. It was
yeah.
like,
You have beautiful feet, Shikaya, and one day they will go as high in demi point.
and my point shoes. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
thank you. But again, like, excuse me, I know we were like complimenting each other, saying we're beautiful, things like that. I heard this mom does not call her daughter beautiful at all because she doesn't want her daughter to be obsessed with looks. Thoughts?
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I get the point, like because I've heard it before, like that you should give your children compliments of things that they can achieve. Wow, you really tried hard and look at what you accomplished. Like that in general should be um how you compliment your children. But I wouldn't to never call your child beautiful. I think, well, for one thing, because children and their moms they're kind of intertwined, right? Like your mom sees you and like some of their weird comments are because that's how they see themselves. I would think that like not telling your daughter that she's beautiful is like it's like saying, you know, like saying like something that you created isn't beautiful, in which case it's not a problem of like oh, the daughter's going to grow up with self-image issues. The daughter's going to grow up thinking that her mom isn't proud of her, right? Because it's
Yeah.
like,
That's really sad because then I'm also thinking that like if she never heard that from her mom, what if, like a bad guy comes around? It's like, oh, you're the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Because like she's never heard that before and never got
oh,
that
yeah,
validation. What if she like ends up in a bad relationship? So like, for the mom, great intentions, maybe wrong execution.
yeah. Like I would think like, um, just give her more compliments of other things and say that she's beautiful and
Yeah.
say and the same thing like you do want to have your children growing up with a sense of inherent worth, like not just that, oh, if you try really hard you're going to get a compliment, but that like at your core you're worthy of a compliment.
You are worthy just by existing. Like you don't have to do any behavior to be worthy of love or something. Like you are a
Yeah.
human, you are worthy of love, you are beautiful. Again, I'm trying to get right with the Lord. I believe all God's children are beautiful.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might have to close your eyes to see the beauty, but they are all beautiful. Right? It might be hard for me to see the beauty, but you
But you try, right?
for
So
saying that. Sorry. Because we're supposed to be talking about body positivity, but
and
yeah.
I guess that goes back to being body positivity, where like there is a certain thing out there where people are just being critical of other people however they are, where like any aspect of you can be used as an insult. You can be perfectly beautiful and they'll be like, oh, she's so beautiful, she's like a doll, she's barely exists, like
Oh, that is such a good point. Because, yeah, anything could be seen as a negative or they can use it as an insult. Again, like you said, it's about perspective. So, yeah, all bodies are beautiful to whoever wants it to be beautiful. But I will say, if you do not think somebody is beautiful, do not do not say anything. Do not tell that person. If you think somebody has an eating disorder, don't tell them.
no.
Keep it to yourself. Be kind, okay? Like,
Yes.
yeah, I just always keep it at you look good. Like, yeah, just think before you open your mouth and talk to someone, think, yeah, just think the acronym. Is it thoughtful? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? Wait, THIN. Oh, and is it kind? I don't know how to spell,
Yeah.
but yes, please speak. I just want to have a disclaimer. It's getting late. That's why we're a little bit loopy. So,
That's why I'm fading to a weird color. So
yes, but no, we can wrap it up because we did talk about so much. I do feel like I am more confident in my body and my looks. And I think confidence is sexy. And I hope you feel the same and that you are gorgeous inside and out, as cheesy as that is. It is true. But yeah, I mean, do you have any advice for anyone out there who is struggling to love their bodies?
there's people who are benefiting from you feeling negative, and that's not you who's benefiting from it. So it's in general, it's like people selling weird beauty stuff. It's
Yeah.
people who see you as some sort of threat, people who are insecure and they want to knock you down. Those people are benefiting from you feeling bad about yourself. And you yourself, like, okay, so you're have a horrible body, like, oh, people are going to walk down the street and they'll be like, oh wow, my day's ruined. Right? So like it's like don't let it stop you, and don't let those people who are trying to suck away your confidence or your joy. Don't let them get the upper hand.
Put your gloss on, get your boss on behind the glass.
Mwah.